Well, good morning, my friends. It is Kevin. I am resuming Kevin at 7. And today we're going to talk about this elusive, how in the world do you find this thing called work-life balance? Work-life balance. So my name is Kevin Ward. I mostly train real estate agents how to make money and have a life. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years. And for about a year, I did a daily live stream on YouTube called Kevin at 7, and then I quit doing it for the last couple of years, and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to come back. I just want to talk to people. I want to talk to more people, and I want to talk to people, whether you're in real estate or in any kind of business, is talk about how do you have a life? Because this is what happened to me. So my background is I started out when I got out of college I was married. I got married my senior year in college. Yes, I know that's crazy. Most people don't do that anymore, but we did that back then. So I got married when I was in college, and I was working part-time. I had 2 jobs. I worked at Burger King as a head cashier at Burger King in Abilene, Texas, Abilene Christian University, where I went to school. And then I started preaching. I was preaching in a little country church. And then when I graduated from college, that's what I did full-time for over a decade. About 15 years, I preached full-time. And I was just wanting to have a great life. And I was wanting to teach other people and help other people have a great life. So good morning, everybody. As you come on, if you want to chat, just type in where you're from. That way I can kind of get to know you guys as you are coming on. So good morning. Welcome. Good to see all of you. To do the chat, you have to have a channel now. You used to didn't have to do this, but now you have to have your own YouTube channel. So if you want to chat, it'll say create your own channel. All you do is click a button and it creates your channel. So it's a piece of cake, and then you can chat. And we're going to talk today about work-life balance and why nobody can figure it out. Why can nobody figure out how to have work-life balance and have it and sustain it for the whole time? You got work here, you got life here, and there's this juggling act of how in the world do I juggle and make work and life all work together? And it doesn't work. This is the whole thing. And I'm just going to tell you right now, that work-life balance, this idea of creating work-life balance is a lie. That's why you can't do it. That's why it's so impossible to find. Because we're trying to find this happy place, right? This happy place in the middle of work over here and life. But what we're doing is we're separating and we're putting work over here and life over here. And so the work piece, why do we have to have this work piece? Well, the work piece is what funds the life piece. So if I do well in work, make money, then I can fund my life piece. Now, let me ask you a question. If you had to pick, which is more important? The work piece or the life piece? Which would you put? Work piece or life piece? Good morning, everybody. Thank you, guys. Let's see. I got comments coming in here. Let me see how I can figure these comments out. There they are. All right. What is going on? Chanel from Atlanta. Good morning, Shireen. Welcome. As you come on, just if you'll type in the chat where you are from. Make sure you give a thumbs up here because I'm just starting this. I'm doing this for the rest of the year. So for all of November and all of December, I'm going to be doing Kevin at 7 every morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. So if you like this, if this adds value to you, then I'm going to keep doing it. But I've got to do it. I got to have enough people on here to make it worth my time. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And that way YouTube kind of goes like, okay, this must be pretty good stuff. So today I want to talk about how do we figure out this work-life balance piece. Okay, good morning from South Africa, Sean. I got to have my glasses on. Yeah, when you get close to 60 years old, that kind of stuff happens. Sfundo from South Africa, good to see you. So here's the deal. The work life in the work bucket the work piece funds the life piece, right? The work piece funds the life piece. But here's the dichotomy, here's the pull. And that is, if I want to have a better life bucket, I need to do more in the business bucket so that I can fund more life. So I can go do more things in my life, right? Do more things with my family, do more things with myself, more travel, more fun, have more abundance in my life. I've got to spend more time in the work piece. So there's this constant tension going back and forth between work over here and life over here. Okay, if you've ever felt this, just type in the chat, I feel it. This tension between your work and your life, they pull against each other. I'm trying to have life and I'm trying to do my work, and it's just like, See, because when you think about it, there's this, for a lot of us, there's this guilt cycle. Like we feel this guilt, like when I'm working, and I see this with real estate agents a lot. And when I was a real estate agent, I felt this a lot. And that is that I would be at work and I'd be working and working. And then I'm like, I'm not getting the stuff I need to get done. And yet then I know my daughters get out of school at 3 or 3:15 and I want to go pick them up. And it's like, if I can't go pick them up or if I can't show up on time for their soccer game, I would feel this incredible guilt. Like, man, I need to be at their game. I couldn't, if I missed a game, I felt like I was a bad dad. And so it's like this tension. So I go you go to your daughter's soccer game and you're at the soccer game, you're sitting there and you're getting these text messages and your phone's blowing up with phone calls and text messages about something unfinished at work. And you're like, now I'm feeling guilty. I'm at my daughter's soccer game. I'm trying to enjoy the soccer game. I'm trying to be present in the soccer game. But the problem is I got all this stuff going on at work and work is pulling me. And so I feel guilty. If I'm at work, I feel guilty I'm not at my daughter's soccer game, but when I'm at my daughter's soccer game, I feel guilty because I'm not at work. Okay, if you guys have ever felt this, type in the chat. I feel it. And by the way, if you're chatting, if you're trying to chat and it's not letting you, you have to create your own channel. You used to not have to do this. I think YouTube wants you to have your own channel. So you just click on the button to create a channel, and then once you do that, you can do it. Yep. Yeah, here's says, I don't know when I can take days off. I know, right? This is part of the challenge. So I'm going to talk about how do we deal with this. Hey, Hanny from California. Good to see you. What part of California are you from, Hanny? How do we do this? How do we make this work? Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to consider a possibility. Because if you take the work bucket and then you take a life bucket, like all the things that matter in your life, just think about it for a second. All the things that matter in my life, which bucket does it go in? Okay, so let's just start thinking about what are the things that are important in your life right now. You got all these stuff that's important in your life. And then you say, well, money's important. Okay, good. So that goes in the work bucket, right? Because work is probably what you do to make money. And then what else is there? Well, there's family. Which bucket does that go in? That goes in the life bucket, right? Well, there's my marriage. Where does that go? It goes here. There's my health. Where does your health go? Well, it goes here in the life bucket. There is my faith. Where does your faith part of your life go? It goes in the life bucket. Right? What about happiness? Well, happiness is life, right? What about travel? Oh, that goes here. What about fun? Exercise. It goes here in the life bucket. So it's just like all of a sudden we're putting more stuff in the life bucket. And here's the reality. Almost everything that matters to you in your life, that is not money goes in the life bucket. And all that's left in the work bucket for most people is just money. And it's like, no wonder it's so hard to balance because all the stuff that really matters to me is not in the work bucket. So there's always this pull that I want to spend more time in my life, and I can't do this. But here's what I want you to consider. What if we realized that there is no work-life balance? What if there was no work bucket and there was no work bucket and a life bucket, and what if we realized it's all one bucket? I want you to consider the possibility that it's all one bucket. And if there was only one bucket that we had to put stuff into or to take stuff out of it, what would we call that one bucket? What would we call it? Hakeem, I have a newborn. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. See, this is where would that go? It doesn't go in the work bucket. If there's only one bucket, what are we going to call that bucket? And here's what I call it. I call it life. You get one bucket. That's it. You have one bucket at your life. Because you think about it. Life is made up of our experiences and our actions. It's what we do and what we have happen in our life. And it's all bound by time. And it's all life. So if you get up in the morning and you get dressed, you get your kids ready for school, and you do whatever you do, exercise and do your daily declarations or whatever it is that you do in your morning ritual, and then you get dressed. And what do you get dressed for? Well, I'm going to go to work, right? So you go to work. When you go to work, well, I go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8:30 or 9 or 7 or whatever time it is. And then you're going to stay at work till when? 4, 5, 6? So you're going to work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., let's say. And you're putting 30 minutes on the front of that, 30 minutes on the back of that, commuting or getting ready, or maybe an hour that you're spending getting ready to go to work, getting home, unwinding from work. And so you have spent typically you probably spent from 7:30 to 8 a.m. in the morning, all the way to 5:30, 6:30 at night. You have spent 10, 11, or 12 hours of your day on one activity called work. Now, here's what I am going to ask you is, do you completely suspend your life when you go to work? If it's a work-life balance bucket, I got work here and life here, does that mean when I'm working, I'm not living? Am I completely suspending my life for work? Or is it I am spending part of my life working? And that's what you're doing. See, I believe that it's all life. And so I just want you to consider this one bucket, and that one bucket is life. It's all life. And so if you're spending 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day in your work, including commute time, getting ready time, and all of that, that piece, that business piece of your life, which is an important piece because it's what funds the rest of your life, it all counts. And if I'm feeling this guilt that the more time I spend in work bucket, I'm spending away from my life bucket, then there's always this tension. But what if I realize, hey, my work is a part of my life? And I just embrace that and realize, okay, so what if I've got to make it all work together? And so what I talk about instead of work-life balance is just life integration, because work is life. Money is life. Love is life. Relationships are life. Joy is life. Anger is life. Exercise is life. Your body, your health, it's all life. Serving God, that's life. Serving other people, yep, that's life. Eating is life. Traveling, that's life. Doing something that matters, regardless of when, where, and how, doing something that matters is life. When you're doing something that doesn't matter, it's still life. It's all life. So stop trying to separate and say, oh, I got work over here and life over here. No, work is a part of my life, and work integrates and feeds together with my life. Now, when I did that, it just gave me this sense of peace that, okay, this is all life. So now I've got to figure out how to integrate it. And here's the problem. And this is what I'm going to be talking about throughout November. As we go into this month, and here in the United States, we call Thanksgiving is coming up in November. So this is Thanksgiving month for me. And it's just like, in this time of gratitude, what do I need to do to be able to feel this complete integration of my life in every area, what I call the 7 domains of life? That you've got 7 domains in your life. You've got your faith, you've got your feelings, you've got your finance, you've got your fitness, you've got your family and friends, you've got your fun, you've got your focus, purpose in life. You've got all these different domains of your life, and you can't take and separate them out and say, well, I got fun over here and finance over here, and my family is over here, and my fitness is over here. No, it's all life. But here's what most people do not have, and I want you to think about this today. Do you have this or do you not have it? Do not lie to yourself, okay? I train at Yes Masters. We live by a code. And the very first code is no BS. No BS. Now, we train that in terms of your business. Don't use BS in your business. Don't use BS in your sales or in your prospecting. Don't use BS. But here's the reality, is that most of us have BS in our own lives. We just BS ourselves. Not the BS that we tell other people. It's not the BS that we use in our business that matters. But the biggest BS is the BS we tell ourselves. We lie to ourselves. We go, no, I'm good. I got it. Now, here's the question I got. I think the problem is that most people do not have a master plan for their life. They don't have a master plan for their life to create out of their life, to make their life their masterpiece. Because you only get one. This life is the only one you get. On this planet, this is your life. You're not going to get a replay. You're not going to get a rerun. There's no new game. Can't click a button and start over. This is it. This is your life. It is a canvas that was given to you by God at birth, and a lot of other people painted on the canvas before you start. You got control of the brush, but now it's your canvas. It's your life. How do you create a masterpiece out of your life? Your business, your work funds it, but there's so much more to it. But here's what happens to most people. They don't have a master plan to create a masterpiece. And so over the next month, I'm going to be talking about how do you create a masterpiece life. This has been my work. I didn't start out doing this for everybody else. I did this for me. It's like, how do I create a masterpiece of a life? And it's a work. It is an ongoing work in progress. You're painting it. It's not finished till your life is finished. But you've got to know going in, this is my plan. And most people don't have a plan. We like go to school. Okay, I finished school. Now what do I do? You got to go to get a job. Well, okay, go get a job. Then what do you got to do next? Well, I got to get married, or I got to go do whatever. And it's like just one step at a time. But most people do not sit down and go like, okay, what do I want my life to look like 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now? What do I want my life to look like? And literally create a master plan that says, this is the destination. This is the ultimate summit. This is the life that I want. This is what I want it to look like. And then reverse engineer all the way back down to what would I need to do today to put me on that trajectory? So I'm going to be coming on live every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific. Okay, so that to answer your question, Hakeem, every morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Now, there'll be a couple of days occasionally, like there's a day next Tuesday. I'll be flying from here to North Carolina, and my flight leaves at 7 a.m. So that will be next Tuesday. I will not be, or next Wednesday morning. So I will not be able to be live that day. But that is what I'm going to be doing, is every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, I will be coming live for about 15 minutes just to share with you guys. This is the conversation. The conversation is there's one bucket, and it's all life. How do you make your life your masterpiece? We're going to talk about the business part of it. We're going to talk about the relationship part of it. We're going to talk about the personal, internal side of it, your faith. We're going to talk about your feelings, emotions. How do we deal with that? We're going to talk about your body and your fitness. We're going to talk about finance. We're going to talk about all of it, because all of it has to work to have the life of your dreams. How do you create the life of your dreams? So that is the conversation that we're going to be having starting at 7 a.m. with Kevin at 7, Monday to Friday, right here on my YouTube channel. So make sure, number one, that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Number two, make sure that you give a thumbs up to this video. If you're watching this, if you're with me live, there's 33 of you on live with me right now. I'll be on tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time. So just set your alarm, part of your morning ritual. Come join me 15, 20 minutes. If you're watching this as a replay, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And that just helps get the word out to more people of what we're doing here. This is all about helping you win in all areas of your life, in your business, in your finance, in your fitness, your body, your relationships, every area of your faith, every area of your life. We're going to be talking about it right here to create a masterpiece life on Kevin at 7. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Play to win. It's your life. And we'll see you tomorrow.